topic today is Make Me an Instrument. Please welcome Reverend Jeneene Macklin.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I greet you with love and respect. How are you? We stand in the afterglow, at least I do. I'm sure you do because you probably ate a lot for Thanksgiving. But maybe it's only me. That we stand in the afterglow of Thanksgiving. And we stand in the realization of World AIDS Day, 30 years of AIDS, HIV. And we proceed to, and in the midst of a celebration of life, Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa. And all of those ceremonies, all of those remembrances call us to be an instrument for love, to be an instrument for peace, to be an instrument for compassion, to be an instrument of faith. They all call us to step into being that. They call us to tell the truth, each one of those. But how do we do that? How do we manage to be an instrument for love, for peace, for understanding, for faith in the midst of homelessness, in the midst of corruption, in the midst of hunger, when we are aware of those controlling food while others starve, in the midst of particular legislation that supports one particular community and doesn't support another community? How do we step into being the instrument of love, of compassion, of peace, of faith in the midst of our own challenges, our own experiences, what we perceive to be problems in our own personal lives, health issues, family issues, financial issues? How do we do that? And what we are offered is one of the most dynamic things that we have. We don't have to go anywhere to get it. You don't have to ask anyone for it. You don't have to buy it. You don't even need money for this. You don't need money for this. How we be that instrument, is that we step into the truth of who we really are. And while I was sitting there, some of you will remember this, back in the day, there was a show, I think, that came on television, and the contestants had to give you either answer questions so that you could guess who they were. What's my name? What's my line? To tell the truth, or something like that. So I'm real clear that each of these experiences are calling us to tell the truth of who we are. How we do that is step into the truth, and we step into the truth by communing with Spirit, by communing with God. Psalms 91, one of my favorite, talks about dwelling in the secret place of the Most High. It's about us dwelling in that energy, about dwelling and spending time with and sitting with God. Is how we are able to begin to find a way to be that instrument for the love, for the peace, for the compassion, for the joy. And 1 Corinthians tell us, don't you know that you are the temple of God? Don't you know that? God's temple is right there within you. Right there. The Spirit of God dwells within you. So when you're looking for, well, how do I become this instrument? You look within. Doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to go anywhere. It's free for you to be able, for each and every one of us to be able to be the love, the joy, the peace, the compassion that's being called forth for us at this critical time in the universe. But specifically at this time of the year, every year, but really every single day, is to commune with God. To be willing to make that our priority. Although that really becomes the quandary for some. Because in order to commune with God, it means that you have to stop all of your attention going outward and turn your attention inward. It means that we would have to really decide and make a commitment to the fact that God is a priority. you have to really shift the to-do list. That the first thing on there, and really the only thing that needs to be on there, is to commune with God. And yet, there is this tendency to struggle with that experience, embracing that experience, being a part of that experience, including it into our to-do list. Only because there's a false identification with who we really are. We're identifying ourselves very small. We're identifying ourselves with the ego. And so in that identification, we've really forgotten who we are and started to believe that we really are stress, that we really are fear, that that's what we're about, is fear and worry and doubt and not enough and lack and limitedness. But that's not who we are. That's not the truth. That's a false identification. And when you're in fear and you're worrying, you're doubt, then you do have a tendency to be on the treadmill of life, and you're really allowing ego to just kind of drag you around from place to place throughout your day. Ego says, get up, brush, get your coffee, hurry up, get in the car, you gotta drive fast, blow your horn at that person that's in your way because they're taking too long, they're in your way, blow your horn at them. Get there, get to work, do what you're supposed to do. Ego just has you going. Small identification, a false identification. When the problem comes, ego says, oh my God. Well, no, it doesn't. It says, oh my goodness. Well, maybe it doesn't. It says, oh, what are we going to do? Because if it said, oh my God, then that'd be an answer. If it said, oh goodness, that would be great. But it just said, oh, what are you going to do, really? It doesn't say, what are we going to do? It says, what are you going to do? So we find that we're living our lives on this treadmill. It's a false identification. We've been hearing it, we've been buying into it, we've been bombarded with it for so long that you actually believe it. But you gotta tell the truth. You are not your ego. That's not who you are. That's not who you are. You are the extension of the non-physical presence that is the substance of all that there is in the universe. And we all owe our existence to that. Ego didn't create you. Ego can't even help you out of a problem situation. Now what ego does do, very nicely, it just sends you into a spiral of fear and doubt and worry and depression and sadness and not enoughness. But that's a false identification. That's not who you are. And that's how come Thanksgiving and World AIDS Day and Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and Easter and everything comes around on a regular scheduled basis to remind us of who we really are. To identify with something bigger than that. To identify what there is that's right there within you. And that is the presence of God. Right there within you. Think about that. We're always thinking, well, I need this, well, I need money for this, I need money. You don't need money to identify with God. All you need is a commitment and a sincere desire to say, I want to be an instrument for love. I want to be an instrument for divine love, not human love. I am willing to be an instrument for compassion. I am willing to be an instrument for faith. I am willing to bring the joy in the midst of the sadness. Make me an instrument of your will, of your Lord. And it's right there within you. So it simply has to be activated. How it's activated is by spending time with God. In the awareness of God. Presence. In that awareness and that presence. That's how we activate that. So it requires that in our scheduling, we allow the ego to take a back seat. And that we look to practicing an awareness. That when we wake up in the morning, we are truly waking up to the fact that this is the day that God has made, not ego. And then what that looks like and feels like. If it's our prayer time, if it's meditation time, and if it's time that you read something inspirational. And it's not something that you say, well, thank you, God, I appreciate you for everything that I did as you walk in the door. Or, it's not that brief. It's not that, because what you're stepping into is something so powerful. It's so magnificent. It will shatter all your concerns. It'll shatter the fear. It'll shatter the seeming problem. It will shatter the illusion that ego has gotten us so caught up in and so entangled in that we believe it's truth. But you can't do it, doing 2 or 3 things at one time and multitasking. Serves no purpose. That's ego again. Have you got that? That's ego's wonderful thing. We walk around and say, I can multitask. I can drive, I can talk on the phone, I can put in the... No, I can be still. I can be present to the power of the universe. To the power that keeps my heart beating even though I'm asleep. To the power that blows an incredibly powerful wind to uproot trees. That's how powerful I'm talking about. I was driving through Pasadena, just in awe. I took a tour through Pasadena, in awe of the trees, age-old trees that had been uprooted out of the ground, and they were leaning over, and I thought, the power of God. And you don't want that power to be activated within you so that I keep thinking about superheroes, so you become the superhero in the universe. And it's like you have your saber of light, your saber of love, your saber of joy, your saber of compassion, your saber that moves through everything, slashes everything, shatters everything. And all you have to do is stand there and activate it. And it just radiates from within you, wherever you go. It radiates by what you say. It radiates by what you do, the actions that you take and the decisions that you make, because you realize that every breath that you take in reminds you of your oneness and your communion and your connection to that power and that presence. Oh yeah, you're being called to tell the truth about who you really are, your true identity, that you are an extension of the presence, that you are an extension of God. That there's a larger identification for each and every one of you. You've been playing small too long. Ego's been running things too long. You get to dwell in the secret place of the Most High. I hear this book is up for raffle. I don't get many books. I read them because it's something that we do on the rotation of being a minister here. But this book, put your money in for the raffle. This one is a good one. It says to you, do you not know that you are the temple of God and that the Spirit of God dwells in you? 1 Corinthians 3:16. Don't you know that? That's your identification right there. That's your identification. You are the temple of God. Walk around one day and hold that as your identification and see how your day unfolds. I dare you. I dare you. Step into that. That's a bigger energy. That's vast. That's immeasurable. I am the temple of God. The Spirit of God dwells within me. Walk around with that awareness, with that truth. Say that to the financial situation. Say that to the health issues. Say that to everything that seems to be unfolding. You're like, well, where did all this come from? Just stand there and be able to say, I am the temple of God, and the Spirit of God dwells within me. I will not be moved. I will not be in fear. I will not worry. I will not be in doubt. I will not sway and be moved by anything less than that in the face of my circumstances, in the face of my challenges. And then it goes on to say to you that God is love, and he who abides in love abides in God, and God in him. So what we're called to do, and if you want that reference, is 1 John 4:16. So what we're called to do again is abide in God, abide in love. Thanksgiving, love. World Peace, love. Christmas, love. Hanukkah, love. Kwanzaa, love. Easter, love. It's all about us being an instrument for divine love, joy, peace, compassion on the planet. You don't have to go anywhere to get it. You don't have to ask anybody for it. You don't have to buy it. It's yours. It's been given to you. It's been imbued and imbibed in the essence of your being. All you have to do is be willing to activate it. How do you activate it? Put God on your to-do list and take everything else off. Put God on your to-do list. In the morning, you pray, you meditate, you sit down and you be still. You get up early if you have to. You tell Eagle, just take a back seat for a moment. You read something that's inspirational. And in the middle of the day, you don't just keep working and keep working and keep working and keep working. No, you take time and you be still, you turn within again. And in the evening, when you lay down, you take a moment in gratitude and appreciation for how the day unfolded for you. And know that as you abide in that awareness with God more and more and more and more, it shifts you. It shifts your energy. It shifts the circumstances around you. Because you're activating that within you. You get to do that. You get to do that. And as you do that, as we do that, you then become the instrument for the love and the life and the presence that's already right there within you. You feel it. You feel it when you sing the songs. You feel it when you hear the songs. It's right there on the edge, just waiting for you to activate it and say what you want it. So catch yourself. You know how evil can even feel, I don't know, I can feel it, because I can feel peace, then I can feel when it starts to spiral. And it starts in your head, and it just starts. And you gotta catch it, because before you know it, it'll just take you right over the edge, and you catch it. And you pull back in, and you get still, and you breathe, and you simply ask to be aware of that power and that presence that's within me, that dwells within me, and know that you're being answered, know that you're being heard. Use me right now, this moment. Use me as an instrument of your love, of your joy, of your peace, of your compassion. That's how you meet hate with love. That's how you arrive up in the sadness and be joy. That's how you bring the light to what seems to be darkness. That's how you'll be able to deal with the despair. That's how you'll be able to face the fear and the doubt with faith, because you allow God, that power, that presence, to use you as an instrument. Because you step into dwelling in the true identity of who you really are. Beyond what you can see, beyond your physicality, you are the divine expression of the Spirit of God on this planet. It's calling you forth to tell the truth of who you are, to really be the truth of who you are as you walk around this planet. Yes. Be the truth of who you really are. Catch your breath. Get your throat. Come on. Be the truth of who you really are on this planet. Yes?
Yes.
Own it, claim it,